You know, in the world of engineering, sometimes the biggest, most critical decisions come down to something as simple as a single wire. Today, we're going to look at two of the absolute titans of communication standards. It's a choice that might seem small, but believe me, it's one that literally keeps our modern world running.
So let's imagine you've got a really simple task. You just need to get two pieces of gear talking to each other, maybe a computer and some piece of lab equipment. Seems easy enough, right? But picking the right physical connection, the right wire, well, that's everything. So where do you even begin?
Well, you start with the OG, the classic solution that's been hooking up devices for decades. Let's meet RS-232. For simple, direct connections, this has always been the go-to.
The key thing to understand about RS-232 is that it's point-to-point. Now, what does that mean? Just think of it like a private phone call. One device is talking, and one device is listening. It's this dedicated, one-on-one channel, which, honestly, is perfect for a lot of straightforward jobs.
So how does it work? Well, the secret to its simplicity is its wiring. It sends a signal on one wire and uses a shared ground wire as its reference point. But here's the catch. That simplicity is also its biggest weakness. See, any electrical noise from nearby machinery or power lines can mess with that ground reference and totally scramble the signal. That's why we say its noise immunity is pretty low. You've definitely seen these connectors before, probably on older computers, modems, that kind of thing.
And that weakness leads us directly to its number one limitation, distance. With RS-232, you're only going to get reliable communication up to about 15 meters, or 50 feet.
And to put that into perspective, yeah, we're talking about the length of a bowling lane. In a huge factory or a big building, that's nothing. It's great if your devices are sitting right next to each other, but for anything more than that, you're out of luck.
So the bottom line is this. For a short-range, one-on-one connection in a relatively quiet electrical environment, RS-232 is perfect. It's cheap, it's simple, and it just works. But what happens when the job gets bigger? What happens when simple just isn't going to cut it anymore? Okay, let's completely change the scenario. You're not just connecting a single printer in an office. No, now you're trying to link up an entire network of sensors, controllers, and motors, and they're spread all across a massive, noisy factory floor. Suddenly, that 15-meter, one-to-one cable seems kind of useless, doesn't it? And this is where our industrial hero makes its grand entrance. For the big, the tough, and the noisy jobs, you need something way more powerful. You need RS-485.
The magic words here are multi-drop. Forget that private one-to-one phone call. RS-485 is like a party line, or a bus, as we call it, where lots of different devices can all jump on and communicate. For complex systems, this is an absolute game changer.
So how many devices are we talking about? Well, on just a single RS-485 network, you can connect up to 32 different devices. 32! That could be one device talking to 31 others, or really any mix you need.
And what about that distance problem? Forget the bowling lane. RS-485 can send data up to 1,200 meters. That's almost 4,000 feet. We're talking more than a kilometer. It can easily span that entire factory floor you were worrying about, and then some.
So how on earth does it do that? Well, the secret sauce is something called differential signaling. Instead of one signal wire and a ground, it uses a twisted pair of wires. Now here's the genius part. The receiver doesn't care about the voltage of each wire to ground. It only cares about the difference between the two. So when electrical noise hits, it hits both wires at the same time, and the difference between them stays the same. The noise just gets canceled out. It vanishes. It's an incredibly clever and robust design.
And this is exactly why RS-485 is the absolute backbone of heavy industry. You'll find it everywhere, in PLCs controlling assembly lines, in complex modbus networks, in building automation systems that run our HVAC and security. It is built for the tough jobs.
Okay, so we've met our two contenders. Let's put them side by side, head to head, and make this choice crystal clear.
I mean, just look at this chart. The difference is night and day. Where RS-232 gives you that simple one-to-one link, RS-485 builds you a whole network. The distance? It's not even a competition, 15 meters versus over a kilometer. But for me, the most important one for industrial settings is that noise immunity. That jump from low to high is what makes all the other stuff possible. You can see right away which one is built to last on a factory floor.
So, it really all boils down to this.
Do you need simple, short distance, and one-to-one? Or do you need robust, long distance, and multi-device? It's really just about picking the right tool for the job.
If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this analogy right here. RS-232 is like a private phone call to the person in the next room. It's quiet, it's simple. RS-485, that's like a crystal clear conference call with your whole team, even if you're all standing in the middle of a loud, buzzing factory. And that leaves us with one final, pretty big question. In our world of Wi-Fi and 5G and wireless everything, why on earth do these physical, old-school wires still run our most critical industries? The answer is just one word: reliability. When a drop signal means $1 million assembly line grinds to a halt or a safety system fails, you simply cannot afford interference. A dedicated wire is a guarantee, and it's a powerful reminder that in our super high-tech world, sometimes the most rugged, dependable solutions are the ones that truly keep everything moving.